Hi, it's Chuck Woodbury with RVTravel.com, and I'm telling you right now it's time to fasten those seat belts. Put your seats in their fully upright position because you're about to take off with Alan Warren, your RV wingman, on the RV Show USA.
What did I did nothing. I think y'all are messing with me. Y'all get back to work. All right, this is the RV Show USA, and we got a great hour ahead. Alan Warren here, your RV wingman. You can follow along on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, where you can also watch our live stream and see the foolishness that I have to put up with sometimes during the breaks. Yes, I do. Normally this hour we talk about important issues that affect RVers in terms of, well, sometimes poor after-the-sale service and poor quality. And today I want to start out the hour by talking about quality, but quality of life, about how RVing and the RV lifestyle may have quite literally saved one man's life. Let's bring up my friend John Hebard from Hebard's Travels. Hi, John. How you doing?
Hey, Alan. Thanks for having me back on your show.
You bet. Well, you know, John and his wife, Laura, they're full-time RVers. They've got their own YouTube channel. They literally have thousands and thousands of fans all over the country. And, John, your backstory is, I find it very, very interesting. Thank you for your service. You are not just a military veteran, but you are a hero to me and so many people. Let's talk about your military service and getting out and how you became an RVer. And can we talk about that?
Absolutely. I'd love to. So I joined in May of 2001 with an airborne infantry contract. And while I was in jump school, 9/11 happened, and found myself in Pakistan in support of the Afghanistan invasion before Christmas 2001. Went back over for the Iraq invasion, then went back a third time a few years later, 3 years total overseas. And after that, the Army doctors decided that I should be medically retired for PTSD and not continue my contract, which ended up being a blessing in disguise because thanks to that retirement and thanks to me able to keep the health care, I was actually able to RV. Because without that, I wouldn't be able to do that. I'm only 36. Most people have to save up a sizable pension before they're able to go RV.
Can I ask you, before we talk about RVing, and I don't want to be insensitive, and if I'm pushing the wrong button, please forgive me, but explain to me so I can have a better understanding, what is PTSD? I mean, is it a feeling is it a wave that drifts in and out? I mean, explain it, because it just sounds awful, and I'm trying to better understand it.
How many hours you got?
Okay, like I said, I didn't want to push the wrong button, but I'm trying to better understand it. And
it's not a bad question. Just answering it in a short answer, it's essentially it changes who you are. Like the core of your person, it alters that, and how you view the world around you, how you react to things, your emotions, and how you emotionally react to things. And it affects people very, very differently from one person to the next. And it comes down to your entire life and the types of emotional traumas you've had and how you personally handle with that kind of stuff.
So after, I know that this is a lifelong, something that you will struggle with, you'll deal with your entire life, but it sounds like, I've been following you for a couple of years, and it looks like you and your beautiful wife and your RV full of animals, that y'all are happy. and tell me about that transition. I mean, and what that has done for your PTSD and for your personality and for your outlook on life. I see through your videos that you seem to be a pretty happy guy right now.
Yeah, and I've actually had kind of a breakthrough this summer. It took us being on the road for a little while, but getting back to traveling, that's something I loved, and something that the military gave me was traveling the country, traveling the world, and sort of a sense of excitement in life. And then I was retired, and I was stuck in suburbia, and always in the same place, same grocery store, same whatever, and it felt very boring and meaningless. And that's just me. I grew up traveling also. Mm-hmm. And so when we started RVing and actually getting on the road and going and seeing things and doing fun stuff, I felt like I wasn't wasting my life. And then when we found boondocking, that was a game changer, because all of a sudden it wasn't just going and seeing cool stuff, but I was no longer packed into an RV park with my neighbor so close I can barely put my awning out. Now I'm in the middle of nowhere, and I might not even be able to see my neighbor. And it was peaceful, and it was quiet, and I was able to find inner peace that really helped me analyze how I'd been reacting emotionally with my PTSD, and kind of get a grip on it that I'd never had before. And ever since then, I've been much happier just overall in life. My relationship with Laura is much better because, we can actually talk now. She doesn't have to worry about me overreacting badly.
So are you contacted, I would imagine, with your popularity on YouTube and the internet and all over the place, that you're probably contacted by a lot of fellow veterans. What kinds of things are they looking for, and what advice do you give them? Because I know we've got a lot of them listening right now. What would you say to a veteran that's maybe returned, from service, and they have some kind of feeling inside that what would you say?
Well, first of all, the quote unquote American dream of buy a house and a couple of expensive cars and whatnot that's fine for some people, but I found a lot of veterans, even if they attain it, they feel like they're missing something, like they haven't actually accomplished something in life, or that they're bored or fill in the blank. And a lot of them want to travel. They want to go see the country, and they want that sense of freedom. So I tell them RVing is great, but you still have to work on you, whatever issues you may or may not have. Don't think that just because you jump in an RV, your PTSD is going to go away. It's just a different way to live life. And if you find that one way isn't working for you, well, don't just keep doing it for another 20 years hoping something will change. If you're in suburbia and you're hating life, then go try something else. And RVing is a great avenue to try. And if you don't like that, then try a boat or something.
Let me ask you this:
30 years.
I would think that, and I've seen in your YouTube videos, you're quite proficient at fixing things on your RV. I don't know if you've always been mechanically inclined, but does tinkering and fixing the things that need the occasional tune-up and maintenance on your RV, does that help keep your mind busy, or is it oh dang it, I got to fix the such and such again? Is that, or do you get a feeling of satisfaction from working on the things that you do on your RV?
Well, I absolutely get a feeling of satisfaction. Obviously, I don't like it when things break and I got to spend money to fix them. But yeah, when I'm able to fix something instead of having to hire someone or go drop the RV at a shop for a couple of months, it feels great because we're not sidelining our lives.
I know that you've got a lot of strong feelings for veterans and others that are especially struggling from PTSD. What was it about for you, John Hebard, that allowed you to find this peace? It wasn't just the RV. It sounds like the RV was just a vehicle. It was the opportunity to connect with your wife in a more meaningful way in beautiful places. I mean, is that what it was? It wasn't the kind of RV you got at all.
No. The kind of RV was just a mode of transportation to get to where we were going. It was really getting ourselves out of the rat race, having time to reflect on myself and on life, and how I had been handling my PTSD before, which was not really anything at all. And I realized, I'm getting angry at things I shouldn't be angry at, or emotional or whatever. And I started analyzing myself and going down this list and going, okay, I'm doing this, and this, and I shouldn't be doing these because they're destroying my relationship. They're making me unhappy. I'm waking up in the morning saying I hate life. I shouldn't be doing that. I'm in an RV traveling. I shouldn't be saying I hate my life. And so I started analyzing, well, why is that? Well, because I'm not dealing with my PTSD. It's still there. Just because we got in an RV, it didn't change anything. And then we spent a couple of months boondocking over last year, and I really just spent a lot of time sitting down, analyzing myself with nice peace and quiet, and no it wasn't bothering me, and got a handle on it.
I love it. I love the success stories like yours. Hang on, John. We got to take a quick break. We're going to come back. I want to hear a little bit about your bumpy beginning to full-time RV life and how your persistence and some good people at work at your manufacturer kind of help make things a little bit smoother for you. This is the RV Show USA. Be right back. All right, so in our last segment, we heard the story of how a military hero suffering from PTSD has found peace and hope when he and his wife decided to become full-time RVers. So real quick, John, when y'all began your life on the road, things didn't go so smoothly for a while. Can you give me kind of the 60-second version of your bumpy beginnings?
Absolutely. So we bought a brand new fifth wheel, and it ended up being a lemon. Within the first year, we had a list of 85 things wrong. We fought with the manufacturer for a little while, and they agreed to take it back to the factory, and spent 2 months basically rebuilding it. At the end of that time, we drove out there to pick it up with a U-Haul with all our stuff, because we had to move out of it. We didn't even know if we'd get it back. Mm-hmm. And when we got there to pick it up, we got to meet the customer service people running the department at the manufacturer, and found out that these guys were working 10, 12-hour days. There was only like 3 of them for the whole manufacturer. 3 people running the department, because the area that the factory was built in was like 90-something% Amish, and they couldn't find more computer literate people to run customer service. And we suddenly realized that all of the problems that we'd had trying to get that thing fixed and fighting back and forth for months and months wasn't because they were trying to blow us off or ignore us. It's because they literally couldn't respond.
They're busy. But so when you got to meet them, were they decent people?
They were great people. I mean, we hugged when we left, and one of them was crying. It was really eye-opening to meet them and to realize that that they're doing the best that they could within the confines of the corporate policy from the people above them. And I suddenly it struck me how frustrating that must be to deal with thousands of angry customers saying, "Why is my rig built so cheaply?" And I go, "Well, that's all they'll let us do."
Well, I don't know about the thousands, but I know that when any one is too many, nobody wants to even have one. But it's nice to know that there are good people out there. On
more of a corporate scale. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. So John and Laura Hebard are on with us. John is a military veteran, a wounded warrior, a hero, and I guess Laura is your rock, isn't she, John?
Yeah, she's stuck with me through a lot, and finally starting to get a handle on the PTSD, and the relationship's starting to go well. It only took a couple of years.
Well, thank goodness you got somebody like that. So I know y'all have been full-timing for about 2 years now. What advice would you give to others that are considering, moving out of suburbia and getting an RV and hitting the road full-time like you and Laura did?
Well, the first piece of advice is if you're wanting to, or even thinking about start selling stuff now, because that's probably the longest process of going full-time is selling off all your stuff, unless you decide you want to throw it all in storage and pay for storage while you're gone. The second is make sure you have a source of income that is generating what you need to stay on the road before you actually go out and try full-time RVing. We've seen a few people that didn't really have plans in order, and they get on the road and they really, really struggle. And I hate seeing people go through that.
Mm-hmm. What about selling everything and moving out of your house, and there's your brand new RV, and let's hit the road, honey? That sounds to me not to be a very smart idea.
No, absolutely not. You need to have a buffer period between when your house sells and you buy your RV. You want to have that RV several months before your house is going to sell, so that you can do some shakedown trips, see if there's any problems, and give your dealer time to get those problems fixed before your house sells, so that you're not staying on a friend's couch waiting for your RV to be fixed because you sold your house.
And I think it's also important to have a whatever your plan A is, you better have a plan B, C, D, and E, because plan A never works out, does it?
No. As we used to say in the military, no plan survives contact with the enemy.
There you go. Life changes things. So, all right, I want to shift gears and talk to you about Facebook, because recently you posted you guys were getting killed on Facebook with their algorithm, and I feel your pain, brother. So tell me about the workaround. Tell me what's happened. Tell me what's happened, and then we'll talk about the workaround.
Well, what happened was 2 years ago, Facebook decided it was going to start limiting what people could see on pages. It said, okay, if you run a page, you got to pay Facebook X amount of dollars for everyone that likes and follows your page to see your post. So people with pages basically just switched over to groups because groups weren't being strangled like that. Well, Facebook eventually caught on, and now they're doing this, the same thing with groups and starting up this, if you want everyone in your group to see your post, you got to pay to boost it. And, we saw what happened with pages. If you want everyone to see what you post on a page now, it can be thousands of dollars. And so I'm sure it's not too far off till groups are going to be thousands of dollars as well. They always start out small. So the workaround, the fix, is we went and just made our own social media platform. ENTV did, the company who made RV Nomads the movie. They went and made a social media platform called Epic Nomad Life. We have an app. It's on Android and iPhone store, and it is a social media group strictly for nomads. That's what it's geared around. The movie is on there, but also almost 11,000 people are on there, and you can upload videos and pictures and form groups and pages and talk to people, and there's no throttling or limiting or strangling your post because it's got a YouTube link in it or whatever else Facebook does to make it
to limit you.
Yeah, make it hard to run your business.
So and this, I love the cost of this app too. It's pretty affordable, isn't it?
Yeah, it costs you one email address.
There you go. And so I go to the App Store, and what do I type in?
Epic Nomad Life. Epic
Nomad Life. And by the way, if you go there, folks, you check it out. You can also read you read all about them, but you can see their movie that they did that John and Laura starred in. I had a little cameo in that thing. Did you know that, John?
Yeah, I saw that. That was fantastic. I was really hoping that would make the cut.
Really, really short cameo, but I was in it. We never have enough time, it seems like, when we're talking, but I know that you have just completed your very first novel. What is the title, and tell us real quickly about it, if you would.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so the title is #RV Life, Seeking Happiness in a Broken Society. And it is the story of Laura and I. So it starts when we got the idea of full-timing, and I tell a little bit about our lives at that point and how miserable we were in that lifestyle and why we wanted to switch it so badly. And then I go through all of the ridiculousness of downsizing and finding the truck and the RV and shady mobile techs trying to rip us off, and the RV being a lemon and driving across the country to get it fixed and driving across the country to pick it up. And finally I end it with meeting the guy who wanted to put us in a movie.
Well, you sent me the other day a sneak peek. You sent me a chapter. I really enjoyed it. It is, it's real, authentic. It's so honest. It's you, man. I feel like it is you. So listen, we are up against the clock. We got to call it there. But thank you for being on with us. Thanks for sharing your story and for your service. You are one tough son of a gun.
Oh, thank you, Alan. I tell people, don't give up on life. It's the only one you're getting.
That's right. All right. You guys better let me know when you're passing through Texas, okay?
Will do, Alan. Thank you.
You betcha. You take care. John and Laura Hebard, everybody, from Hebard's Travels. Really good people. Next up, it's the one of the good guys in the RV industry with what I'm pretty sure, well, he's got a couple of horror stories of what he's been seeing over the last 90 days right here on the RV Show USA.